as your lord. If he wants hostages, send them as well. 10 or a score to guarantee our word. Send him the sons our wives have borne to us. Mine too shall go, albeit to his death. It is far better that they lose their heads than we yield up our honor and our lands and be reduced to begging for our bread. By this right hand of mine, and by the beard that blows against my breast, you'll see the Frankish host disband at once. Back to their land of France the Franks will go, and with each man return to his domain, Charles will observe high festival at Aix, in his great chapel there at Michaelmas. The term will pass, the day will come and go. No news or word from us will reach his ears. The king is proud. His wrath is soon aroused. Our hostages will have their heads cut off. But better far they should lose their heads than we yield up the bright, fair land of Spain, or suffer destitution and distress.
The pagans say, this can well come about. King Marsile's counsel now has reached its end, and he called forth Clarin of Balaguer, Estamarin and Udropin his peer, bearded Garlin as well as Priamont, and Marchinet with his uncle Maheu, Junier and Malbien of Outremer, and Blackendrin as spokesman for them all. These 10 he called from his most wicked band.
My noble lords, go now to Charlemagne at Cordoba, where he invests the town, carrying olive branches in your hand to signify peace and humility. If by your wiles you can achieve this pact, silver and gold in plenty shall be yours, and lands and fiefs, whatever you desire.
The pagans say, this is enough for us. King Marsile, with his counsel at an end, said to his men,
My lords, you will set out, carrying olive branches in your hands, and tell King Charlemagne on my behalf to show me mercy in his own God's name. Then, ere the coming month has run its length, he'll see me with 1,000 trusted men follow him to receive the Christian faith. In love and loyalty take him as lord. If he wants hostages, these he shall have.
A good pact will be yours.
Marsile commands that 10 white mules be brought, a present from the king of Swatile, bridles with gold, saddles with silver trimmed. These were the mounts the messengers bestrode, who, with their olive branches in their hands, came before Charles, high governor of France. Yet pray to their deceit, do what he may. The emperor, serene and jubilant, has taken Cordoba and razed its walls, toppled its turrets with his catapults, and won rich booty there for all his knights, silver and gold, equipment without price. All pagans in the city have been slain, or else converted to the Christian faith. In a great garden there, the emperor has at his side Roland and Oliver, Samson the Duke, and haughty Anseis. His standard-bearer Geoffrey of Anjou was there, along with Gerin and Gerier, and many others in their company. Full 15,000 of fair France's men. Knights sit on silken cloths and take their ease. Some try their chance on the backgammon board. Others, more wise and older, play at chess, while younger, nimbler men fence for their sport. Beneath a pine, beside a wild rose tree, a chair of state is set, of purest gold. There sits the king, the ruler of fair France. His beard is white, and hoary is his head. Handsome is his frame, his bearing full of pride. No need to point him out, if any ask. The messengers dismounted from their mules to greet him warmly with a show of love. Blackendrin himself was the first to speak. He hailed the king.
May you be saved by God, whom in his glory we should all adore. Our noble King Marsile sends you this word. He has long sought the way salvation lies, and now will give much of his wealth to you. Lions he offers, bears, leashes of hounds, 700 camels and 1,000 hawks, silver and gold borne by 400 mules, and 50 cartloads you may drive away. So many bezants struck from purest gold that you may pay your mercenaries well. Your stay in this land has been long enough, and now you should go back to Aix in France. Thither my lord says he will follow you.
The emperor raises his hands to God, and with bowed head he thinks upon these things. The emperor remained with lowered head. For he was never hasty with his speech. It was his wont to linger with his words. When he looked up, fierce pride was in his face. To the envoys he said,
Your speech is fair. Yet King Marsil is my sworn enemy. And these words you have come to utter here? How far can I be sure that they are true?
He'll offer hostages. 10, 15, 20 of them shall be yours. My own son's life be pledged along with theirs, and others, I assure you, nobler still. To your high palace, where you celebrate the great feast of St. Michael du Paril, my suzerain has vowed to follow you. And in your bath that are God's handiwork, it is his wish to take the Christian faith.
Then he may yet be saved.
Fair was the evening, and the sun was bright. Charles has the 10 mules led into a stall. In the great garden there is raised a tent, where the king lodges the 10 messengers, and has 12 serving men attend them well. They passed the night there till the clear day broke. The emperor rose at an early hour. After he had heard matins and mass, he went to take his place beneath a pine, and to conclude his council called his lords. His whole reliance is on those of France. The emperor has gone beneath a pine, and to conclude his council called his lords, Duke Ogier, and Archbishop Turpin too, Richard the Old and his nephew Henri, noble Count Asselin from Gascony, Tedbald of Reims, and his cousin Milon were there, along with Gerrier and Gerin. Count Roland came to join the company, and so did valiant noble Oliver. More than 1,000 Franks from France are there. Ganelon, too, who wrought the treachery. And now the ill-starred council has begun. Said the emperor,
My lords and barons, King Marsil has sent messengers to me, offering great abundance of his wealth. Bears, lions, leash-trained hounds, and camels too. 700, with 1,000 hawks to molt. 400 mules bearing Arabian gold, and with all this, 50 cartloads beside. But he requires me to return to France. Then he will follow to my court at Aix, there to receive our own more potent faith. Once Christian, he will hold his lands from me, but what his purpose is, I cannot tell.
the Frenchmen say,
We should beware of this. Beware.
The emperor has finished speaking now. Count Roland makes his opposition plain by standing up to put the other case. He said to Charles,
Never believe Marsil. We came to Spain full 7 years ago, and I won for you Nople and Comible. I took Valterra and the land of Pine, and Balaguer, Tudela, and Seville. There King Marsil performed great treachery. He sent you 15 of his Saracens, each of them carrying an olive branch, and they announced to you these self-same words. So you held a full council with your Franks, and, on their somewhat foolhardy advice, to the pagan you sent 2 of your counts. One was Besson, the other was Basile. He took their heads in the hills by Haltil. Carry the war to him as you've begun. To Saragossa lead your gathered host, and if you must, besiege it all your life to wreak revenge for those the villains slew.
The emperor remained with downcast eyes, stroking his beard and smoothing his moustache, but gave his nephew neither yea or nay. The French keep silent, all but Ganelon. He rises to his feet, steps before Charles, and full of pride starts to address the king.
Woe betide you should you believe a rogue, or me, or any man save for your good. When King Marsil proposes this to you, that hands folded in yours he will become your vassal, holding all of Spain in fee, and then will take the faith that we uphold. The man who asks you to reject these terms has little care, sire, but what death we die. Arrogant talk is best thrust from our minds. Let us ignore the fools and heed the wise.
When he has finished speaking, Namus steps forth, than whom no better vassal is in court, and he says to the king,
You have well heard the answer given by Count Ganelon. There's wisdom in it if you pay it heed, for King Marsil is vanquished in the war, and you have captured all his fortresses. His walls you shattered with your catapults.